Have you ever found yourself stuck trying to figure out how to manually trigger a callback in React table? It can be a real head scratcher, right? If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into how to trigger the onFetchData callback in React table. I totally get it. It can be incredibly frustrating when you want your data to update based on changes in independent props, but the built-in methods just don't cut it. You're definitely not alone in this struggle. Many developers face similar challenges. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. A user recently asked, "Can I manually trigger the onFetchData callback in React table?" They pointed out that while the documentation mentions it gets called during component mounting and when sorting, pagination, or filtering changes, they want to know if there's a way to trigger it independently. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So, what's the deal with the onFetchData callback? This function is designed to fetch data based on the current state of your table. However, if you want to trigger it manually, you need to understand how React table manages its state and props. We'll break it down step by step. And don't go anywhere. I've got a handy tip at the end that will make your React table experience even smoother. To manually trigger the onFetchData callback in React table, the user should first create a reference to the fetch function. This allows them to call it whenever needed. Next, the user should use the useEffect hook to listen for changes in the independent props. When these props change, the fetch function can be called. Additionally, the user can create a button or another UI element that, when clicked, will also trigger the onFetchData callback. This provides a manual way to refresh the data. Finally, the user should ensure that the fetch function updates the state with the new data. This will allow the table to re-render with the latest information. Fun fact, did you know that React Table is one of the most popular libraries for building tables in React? It's loved for its flexibility and performance, but it can also be a bit tricky to master. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. One alternative solution involves using hooks to manually trigger the onFetchData callback in React table. The user suggests creating a reference to the React table component and calling the fireFetchData method to refetch data when certain variables change. Now, let's shift our focus to a different response. An alternative approach to trigger the onFetchData callback in React table involves a few key steps. First, add a reference to your React table component. Then, create a fetch function that takes the table's state as an argument. This function will handle your data fetching and update the table accordingly. After making changes, you can retrieve the current state from the reference and call your fetch function with it, ensuring the table updates just like it would with the onFetchData callback. Here's the tip I promised. Always ensure that your custom function is optimized to prevent unnecessary data fetching. This will keep your application running smoothly and efficiently. And there you have it. You now know how to manually trigger the onFetchData callback in React table. Remember, understanding how to manage your table's state is key to a smooth user experience. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button for more tips. And don't miss our bonus content on optimizing React performance.